Sorry about that, my phone overheated. For some reason, the new Galaxy S7s, they have a really bad habit of overheating. And when you're doing stuff like this, I think it's because there's no airflow. Anyway, what I was saying, whenever you set out to do a goal or a project, concentrate on that goal or project. Whenever you're out with your children, concentrate on your children. The reason why is because every time you put stuff off, every time that you find every excuse in the world to blame, except for, here's the truth of it. Let's get down to the facts. The truth is, you were either too lazy, you either did not understand it and did not have enough guts to ask for help, you were told something and decided to go off of hearsay instead of going off of the actual facts. You, instead of doing research on it, decided, no, I don't want to do it. Or you paid good money to get into something to change your life, change your future, and then gave up on it because it was you that had to put the work in. It was you that had to do the responsibility. It's kind of like, look at it like a owner-operator of a semi-truck. They get a load on their truck, and it's up to them to go to point A to point B to drop off the load, and then they have to find a load at point B to go to point C or to go back to point A. So they get loaded up, they're ready to go. Nah, they're gonna go to the bars. Nah, they're gonna go to a movie. They're gonna have to, do you think for a minute they will ever get paid? No. Jay, you're a good example. If a person signs up to basically get in shape, all right, say they want to do a lot of cardio or anything else, a good amount of people, it's kind of like New Year's resolution, they never show back up to the gym again, but they pay good money, and then they blame everybody and everything except themselves for making themselves better, for improving themselves, for getting in shape, for becoming healthier. And that's the problem with people today. You gotta quit blaming everybody. If you're gonna go out and get in shape, and you're gonna pay the money, then quit making excuses and go out and do it. If you wanna go and run every morning, and instead give an excuse every single morning, then you're to blame. It is not your trainer's fault. It is not your upline's fault. It is not your mentor's fault. It is not your teacher's fault. It is your fault. You paid the good money to do it, but I think sometimes you only pay good money to use that person for an excuse as to why you can't get it done. When the fact is, you come up with every other excuse. So when you're dying of a heart attack, I want you to remember that. So when you're overweight and obese, I want you to remember that you were willing to do it at one time, but you came up with every excuse in the world not to. So, you know, there you go. The fact is, you got to put this on yourself. Quit blaming others. Quit giving all the other facts. Quit saying, well, this trainer told me this, but that trainer told me that. And go out there and just freaking get it done. It's like all these people that told me, well, I would have joined the Marine Corps. I was going to join the military, but, you know, blah, 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 this happened, and blah, 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 and that happened, or I had a bad back, or I had fallen arches in my feet. Did you know you can get a doctor's permission if you have fallen arches to actually still go in the military? God, we're a society of excuses. What's in it for me? If you can't get it done the easy way, then you, for some reason, will blame everybody else except yourself. Okay? How about the kids out there, they go into college, they graduate, they blame their teachers because they can't get a job. How is it your teacher's fault you can't go get a job? All they did was give you the knowledge of the world. You cannot blame your teachers. You cannot blame your instructors. You cannot blame your trainers. You cannot blame your uplines for the effort you don't want to do. So yes, that is a very big pet peeve of mine, because nothing in life is free. Yes, you have to go and do something. If you want to get something, you must go do something. You cannot expect everybody else to do it for you. If everybody else does it for you, they're the ones that are going to get the credit. They're the ones that are going to get the job. They're the ones that are going to get the education. They're the ones that are going to get in shape. They're the ones that are going to get the credit. It's not about winning. It's about just getting it done. I don't care if you come in last as long as you do it. And this is where people, oh, I don't want to come in last, so I'm not going to do anything at all. Good. You just then don't do it at all. And you know what? You're not going to get the money for it. You're not going to get the knowledge. Keep blaming everybody else, and eventually everybody's going to see you for crying wolf. It's everybody else's fault except yours. Grow up and just do it. If you're going to commit to something, be a man of your word and commit to it. Do not blame everybody else for your faults, because I can always respect somebody that falls forward. In other words, if you fail but you put in the effort, I respect you. If you keep failing and keep putting in the effort, I respect you. And then when you finally succeed because you found that loophole or you found that one area to succeed, I will be the first person to buy you a shot. I'll be the first person to pat you on the back and say, great job, you earned it, you did it yourself, you get the credit, congratulations, you are awesome. These Olympic athletes, you know what? They put in the time and the effort to become Olympic athletes. My friend, you are not an Olympic athlete. You did not put the time and pain in there. All these fake military people that pretend to be Marines or pretend to be Army, you are not anybody but a piece of crap, because you did not put the time in. You didn't put the work in. You didn't freaking put the effort in. So quit pretending like because you tell people you did it or you have an excuse why you didn't do it, that makes you just as good as the people that did it, because you're not. There are a lot of great books out there, Jay. I can't write a book when the books have already been created. But I'm just going off of when I was in the Marine Corps. Jay's on your element to it. You know what? We never got, all of us together, we're brothers. We get along great. But we all didn't get along in the Marine Corps, but we all went through the same efforts of each other. We all went through the boot camp. We all did the PFTs. We all did the freaking training. We all went to the rifle range. We all did float. We all did this. And you want to know something? It sucked. It sucked bad. You train so much of things you love to do that they tire you out from it. But we did it. So anybody that wants to take credit, or one of my brothers didn't do something, or somebody wants to say something about a fellow Marine, no. We all know we did it. We got through the suck. Okay? And it wasn't fun. But those that are out there using stolen valor, come on, people. If you're using it because you're trying to pick up chicks or get free drinks in a bar, knock it off. Those guys earned it. But going back to my original point, okay? No one's going to tell you the facts. They're all going to basically be like, well, people are afraid to tell you. If you don't put in the effort, if you don't put in the struggle, if you don't do the hard work, if you don't give the sacrifice, if you don't be the determination, then you don't get the rewards. You don't get the credit. I always talk about how I do a lot of stuff with my daughter all the time. You know, there are parents out there that would rather be in a bar than spend time with their kids. And then they complain they're in the bar. Here's what I gotta say to you. If you're in the bar instead of being with your kids and your kids are at home and you're supposed to be spending time with them, shut up. Get out of the bar and go spend time with your kids. Quit blaming everybody else for you being a bad parent. Okay? Now, I understand that sometimes you can't, but you know what? Fight for your kids. Fight for the time with your kids. And when you're with your kids, drop everything else and give your kids that time. Because if you're not, and you're giving every excuse in the world, and then when you do get your kids, you put them to a babysitter because you'd rather be on a date, or you'd rather be in a bar, or you'd rather be in a different kind of anything other than around your kids, yeah, that makes you a bad parent. Yep, sorry. You want to know facts and realities? But for all you parents out there that you got 3 jobs, yet you still find time for your kids. You read to them. You go to court to fight for them. You basically, blood, sweat, and tears. You're a great parent. It's hard being a parent. Let's face it, especially when you're a single parent. It's hard to be a factory worker and be a parent. It's hard to be on the road every day and be a parent. It's hard to be a police officer and be a parent. But you do it, and you get credit for that. And I will pat you on the back. But if you're over there and I hear you say, nah, I went ahead and decided that she could have the kids for the next year while I get my life. Great, guess what? Your kid's not going to know you for a year, and then you're going to find every excuse after that year not to see your kids. Bad parent. Bad parent. I said it. I'm going to get in trouble for it. Because you got to stick with your commitments. You've got to stick with that which you love. You've got to give 110%. If you are sitting there, would rather be in a bar, if you had sat there and rather be with your friends or be on a date than be with your kids, that makes you a bad parent. Now, if you're doing it because you spend all your time with your kids, yes, you need a break. That's okay. But I'm sorry, but I see people come up to me all the time and say, well, I got kids, but, you know, she has them all the time, and then all of a sudden it comes up their weekend and they got a date, so they ask that other parent to take them again. Dude, take responsibility for yourself. Every one of my friends that I know of right now, they love doing everything they can with their kids. They would die to be with their kids. But they got to put food on the table too. They're being good parents. But you know something? If you'd rather spend time with everybody but your kids, and you come up with excuses why the other parent needs to keep those kids in line, then yeah, you're a bad parent. And for all of you that don't fight for your kids, maybe you should learn to fight for them a little bit. Instead of you don't take a year break from your kids. My God, it's as bad as those commercials on TV that says, oh, well, you know, I can't take you to school today because, you know, I'm tired. You got to treat your business like that also. You got to treat your business like it's the most important thing. Never give up on your family. Don't give up on your religion. Do not give up. But what you got to do is if you commit yourself to something, stay the course. If you give excuses on why you can't stay the course, then you'll never succeed. You're too busy giving excuses and putting the blame game. I see people struggling every day. And as long as they keep struggling every day, eventually they're going to get to where they don't have to struggle anymore. Struggle's part of it. Falling down flat on your face, bloody, bleeding, being nearly left for dead is all part of it. If you cannot take that, if you can't take rejection, then lock yourself in the closet, throw away the key, and be done with it. Because life is part of rejection. But you know what? There's more positives than there are negatives. I'm just saying is all, people. You don't got to listen to me. But if you get off here and say, oh, Jeff's just full of it, he's just talking, and then all of a sudden the first thing you do is you give like 5 excuses why you can't do that next thing you committed to, back of your head, you know I'm right. You know I'm right when I say you could have joined the military, but you chose not to. You're right when I say you could have kept with your New Year's resolution and kept going to that trainer, or you committed to losing 5 or 10 pounds, but you came up with every excuse in the world not to. When you're sitting in the bar giving excuses why you can't be with your kids, you know in the back of your mind, I'm sitting there telling you, see, you're sitting in the bar, you dummy. You could be with your kids right now. One day when your kids say, did you ever care? And you could have been writing a letter to them each month or each week saying, hey, I care about my kid. Here's why. Let me write to you what's going on. And you didn't do it. And one day they say, well, prove to me that you cared. Well, here you go. I couldn't get you because your mom had you. Or here you go, your dad had you. Or here you go, you're in college, but I just want to know you cared. How many of you even write your friends that are in the military anymore? Why don't you write your buddies in the military? Trust me, they will probably write you back. Be committed to a cause. Or don't use excuses. Excuses are like, I can't say that on here because I'll get into trouble. Excuses, excuses, excuses. You know those that make it to the top, those that are in shape, you know those that actually complete marathons, you know those that are actually making pretty good livings, those that have pretty good jobs, those that are making themselves good parents. They followed through with their commitments. They followed through with their goals. And if you think it was easy for them to do that, oh, it's easy for them, you'd be mistaken. It was hard. And they struggled. And you watched them struggle, and you kept telling them, why don't you just quit, or why don't you go do something else? You were the one trying to get them to quit. But you want to know something? A year, 2 years, 5 years down the road, when they're succeeding, you're like, you have every excuse why you can't do it. So today's topic is on excuses and why, you know what? Why do you have an excuse not to make somebody else have a better day? What's your excuse for not saying hi to somebody? What's your excuse for not forgiving your enemies or forgiving those that have did wrong to you? What is your excuse? That's right, your excuse is you're stubborn. Your excuse is you are worse than they are. That's your excuse. What's your excuse for not calling your friend and family member? What's your excuse for not doing a live feed, just letting know people how you feel? What is your excuse? That's right, you have an excuse. And the problem is, get rid of it. My name is Jeffrey Jansen, and I'm just getting started in my business as a father and as a friend. And as a Marine veteran, I'm just getting started to make sure that I have a voice, to see to it that the military veterans have a voice, to see to it that my daughter has the best life she can have, to see to it that I save as many people's lives as I can, and to see to it that my friends in life have opportunities and they know that excuses are just that, excuses. You want to get motivated? Get yourself out of bed every morning, do some push-ups, do some jumping jacks, take a cold shower, go take a run, and plan your day accordingly. I'm a Legal Shield associate, and I'm just getting started. And I want to motivate you on being the best person you can be. But I'm not a motivated speaker. I'm nobody important, and that's why I get to you. Because I don't write books for a living. I'm just here because I can be. Alright guys, I gotta get going. I got an important meeting I gotta get to. Wish me luck. I'm gonna do the best I can. And all I can do is be committed to my appointment, give them 100%, and do the best job I can be, and educate myself on what I do. Outside of that, hey, you want to get one of the best trainers out there and you're out in the San Francisco, California area, you need to see my buddy Jay Richardson. Because I guarantee you, he will motivate you. If you think I'm bad on here, I guarantee you, he'll get you in shape. I guarantee you, he will motivate you and he will make you bleed. He will make you sweat. And he will make sure that you accomplish your goals. Get in shape, people. If you don't want to get in shape, get educated. Work your brain out. Work your muscles out. Be the best parent you can be. Be the best person you can be. But be who you can be and get rid of the freaking bullcrap excuses. I don't want to stand for the national anthem because I'm against making $126 million. It's a freaking excuse, man. My brothers and sisters, you know what? You don't have to stand for them, but I guarantee you they will stand to protect you. All right, I'm done with my rant. Everybody have a great day today. God bless each and every one of you. I'll say a quick prayer for everybody that wants a quick prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Everybody, I pray for each one of you guys. Make sure that you always know who the true heroes are. good parents are heroes. Athletes that give more than themselves are heroes. Police officers, firefighters, nurses, teachers, doctors, they're all heroes. People out there making a better society are heroes. And that being said, Terry Jones, get your butt back on that road and drive that truck like no other. Sherry Mueller, you're awesome. I think the world of you, girl. I'll tell you later.